Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Blair and today I have a very exciting video. I am playing with some of the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk collection. I have the eyeshadow palette, I have the eyeliner, the lipstick, and one of the lip liners too, and I'm also going to use a ton of other Charlotte Tilbury goodies. Almost everything on my face is from Charlotte Tilbury. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look using the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk collection and some other Charlotte products, please keep watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I do post new videos every Wednesday and Friday. Also make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair. Thank you for watching and let's get into the video. Okay, I am actually going to do something I never do today. I don't know why, I just kind of wanted to do this. I am going to do my eyes first. I literally never do eyes first. I don't know why. It just does not feel right for me to do the eyes first, but I'm literally dying to play with this Pillow Talk palette, so I just can't really wait any longer. So we're going to do eyes first, and I am first going to, let's see, prime my eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer. I actually really like this concealer, but like a lot of other people, I hate the packaging. It makes the biggest mess ever, but it is a beautiful concealer. I just wish the applicator was different. Just gonna use my finger to blend this in. So I know some people have strong opinions about the Pillow Talk craze. You know, some people think it's too much and, you know, it's kind of overkill with Pillow Talk. I am not one of those people. I absolutely love it, and you can bet that if she comes out with a product and puts Pillow Talk on it, I will buy it. Just because I love the color Pillow Talk. I love Charlotte Tilbury as a brand. I love it. So yes, I am that person that buys everything Pillow Talk just because it's Pillow Talk. And I'm not ashamed. I'm sure most of you have seen this palette on YouTube, but if you have not, it's basically broken up into 4 categories here. We have day, desk, date, and dream. The same as the Starry Eyes to Hypnotize palette. It was set up the same way. This one is just more of a rosy, warmer toned palette. We are first going in with this shade right here. It's a really light brown, and I'm just taking a fluffy crease brush and I'm just gonna put that in the crease of my eye. So like I said, I really want to do something really wearable just for daytime today with this palette, but I do think you can do a lot with this. Honestly, you could just put this color in your crease and maybe throw one of these shimmer shades on your lid and be good to go. Or there's a pretty good mixture of browns in here, which are right here. And I also really like this palette because some of her other palettes, or a lot of her other palettes, have more shimmer shades than they have matte shades, which I love shimmer, but I know that some people don't love shimmer on their eyes, but this one has a really good mix of shimmers and matte shades. In fact, this palette has more mattes than it has shimmers, so I really like that about it. Next, I'm going in with this brown shade right here. So it's kind of the same color, just a little bit darker. And I'm going to put this in the crease as well, just to darken it up just a little. So these shadows, like all of her shadows in my experience, are very, very pigmented. So you really need to use a very small amount and build up. Don't put a ton on your brush. I am then going to go back in with a little bit of that first shade that we used on an even bigger blending brush and just kind of diffuse this a little bit because I don't want it to be too much. I've heard people say that this palette is, you know, really warm toned, and it is. It definitely is, because these two colors I didn't use very much, and they do look super, super warm on the eyes. So if you're worried about that, just go in with small amounts. Just try not to use too much. I'm now going to go into this peachy shade in the Desk Trio. And it's just a really pretty matte peach. I'm adding the tiniest bit of this out here. Adding a little bit more. Okay. And then we'll go back in with our big brush again and blend out some more. Okay. These shadows, like always, and at least in my opinion, blend like a dream. I mean, they're not patchy in the least little bit. That's why I just love Charlotte Tilbury shadows. I think they're amazing. Now, I'm wanting to neutralize this just a little bit, so I'm actually going to take the bronzer in her Filmstar Bronze and Glow, and because I'm going to use this on my face too. I'm going to blend a little bit of this in the crease too. Because I don't want this to get too warm. Pretty. That's a really good tip, in my opinion. If you ever apply some eyeshadow and you just feel like it's a little too warm and you're trying to neutralize it a little bit, see if you can find a bronzer that you have that's more of a neutral tone and try to blend it out a little bit with the bronzer. And a lot of the times it will kind of tone it down a little bit. And now I am going to take this shade, the middle shade in the Date Trio. This is more of a milk chocolate brown. I'm using this very small Morphe M506 brush. I'm adding just a tiny bit of this right at this outer corner. And build it slightly into the outer part of the crease. This is a smaller brush, but it's really fluffy. So it doesn't really deposit a ton of product at one time, which is why I like it. It's basically just a miniature crease brush. I'm going to take the pinky shade, the pinky shimmer shade right here, with my finger. So it's almost kind of a rose gold color, but it's really, really pretty. And I'm going to tap this kind of towards the outer V and up slightly into the crease. to add some shimmer out there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going into the lightest shimmer shade right here. We're going to put that on the inner portion of the lid. So we are going to pop this right here. And kind of round out the lid, blend it into where we put that other shimmer shade. You could do this with your finger too. I just like to use this brush because it's the perfect shape to kind of round out my lid area since I don't have a ton of lid space. Using a brush like this really helps spread out this shimmer shade and make it look like I have more of a lid than I actually have. I'm going to do the bottom lash line after I do a little bit of my face makeup, and then I am also going to come back to do the eyeliner, I think. So I know it looks a little crazy right now, but it's all going to come together. So excited about this palette. I know it's not for everyone, but for me, I absolutely love it. And I'm a huge Charlotte Tilbury fan, so I'm really excited that I picked that up. Okay, we're moving on to the face now. First, I'm going to go in with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I feel like there's not much more to say about this product. I know people talk about it all the time, and for a good reason, because it's just so beautiful. If you like that lit from within look, you need this product in your life. Honestly, it's really, really pretty on its own. Just on your skin, it's kind of like a filter. But in real life, it's just so pretty. Actually looks so good mixed in with foundation too. We're gonna mix a little bit of it in with our foundation today too, because I want to get that extra Charlotte Tilbury glow. Now we are going to go in with another one of her newer products, but it's a new favorite for me. It's her Magic Vanish Corrector. I have the shade Fair number 1, and I'm going to use a little brush to apply this. I like her corrector because she does have 4 different shades for different skin tones. So if you have a darker complexion than me, there should be another color for you. But see how much that just makes me look like I'm actually awake? I am awake. I just always look like I haven't gotten any sleep. I don't know what it is. I guess it's hereditary, but I just always seem to look like I didn't get any sleep. I'm gonna use my ring finger and just blend this in. I mean, seriously, if you've ever tried her concealer, you'll probably agree that it's not full coverage for sure. I would say it's a pretty good medium coverage. But if you use one of her correctors underneath, it really helps. If you feel like it's not enough coverage for you, or it doesn't have to be her corrector, it can be any corrector, but I do really like hers. They're super creamy, but they give a lot of brightness and really correct that discoloration under your eyes, so I really, really love them. Then sometimes I do just lightly take a damp sponge and blend it in a little bit more. Now we're going to go in with the Magic Away Liquid Concealer again. So this is the shade 3. This concealer is very, very thin. It's not thick at all. Kind of reminds me of Maybelline Age Rewind. So it's kind of hard to overdo it with this one. And now I'm going to use my damp sponge and blend this out. I know I did my eyes first, but I was just looking in the mirror I have over here, and it's one thing I love about Charlotte Tilbury shadows is as pigmented as they are and as glittery as some of them are, or shimmery, they just don't have a lot of fallout. So even when you use a good bit of shadow before your face makeup, honestly, there isn't very much fallout on my face. And that's been my experience with all of her shadows. I just think I'm all for a good drugstore shadow, and there's definitely some great ones out there, but I do think that the quality of hers, based on everything I've tried, is just so good. Moving on to foundation, I am going to use her Airbrush Flawless Foundation. We're going to do a little bit of a foundation cocktail because I will say I have the shade 3 Warm and I have the shade 4 Warm. 4 Warm for me right now is a tad bit too dark, but 3 Warm always looks a little too light. So I'm going to mix a little bit of the two, and we're going to add a little bit of the Flawless filter as well. This is a very full coverage foundation. It is also very matte, so you do not need a lot of this. And I will say it does oxidize slightly, so just keep that in mind if you're buying a shade online. Maybe go down a shade. So go to one shade lighter than you think you would be, and that may work better for you. So I have my little cocktail on my hand. And I'm not kidding, this is full coverage, so you do not need more than that, and that was maybe even too much. I'm gonna do my cheek area first because I do also find that this foundation dries pretty quickly. So you do have to work kind of fast. This is definitely not an everyday foundation for me. I really only wear this when I want to have a good bit of makeup on because it does, you know, it is full coverage, but I will say if you add the Flawless filter in with it, it makes a really big difference. Or it doesn't have to be the Flawless filter. Anything illuminating that you have at home, try mixing it in with this foundation if you feel like it's a little too matte for you. Because to me, mixed with something else, it just looks so pretty. I love it so much. And you'll see I still have some left on the back of my hand, and I used probably, I used like a fourth a pump of both of these and then a little bit of the Flawless filter. So here is the foundation. I just think it looks really pretty and luminous, so I love that. Definitely try, if you can't get that one to work for you, try mixing it in with something lightweight that you have, even if it's not the Flawless filter, anything that's hydrating, luminous, anything like that. Try mixing it with that foundation and it may make a really big difference. Next, I am going to use a tiny bit of the Beauty Light Wand. So this is such a pretty product. Oh no. Mine has oozed out all over the place. This is also a very messy product, I will say. super, super beautiful, but very, very messy. Just gives a really pretty glow to your skin. So I really don't need any more glow, but is that gonna stop me from adding a little bit of this? No, it's not. So I'm literally taking the tiniest bit because I do not need a lot of this. And I'm just kind of tapping it up here on my cheekbone. Wow. So definitely keep that in mind. You do not need a lot of this product. I almost think it is better to put a little bit on your hand and then lightly apply a little bit to your cheek just so you don't overdo it. But it is super, super pretty. Again, the packaging is my biggest complaint with this. It's just like, I'll show you. You're supposed to twist it to close it and then twist it again to open it back up. And I thought that this was closed when I opened it, but like it's still oozing out. Can you see how it's oozed out on the top? Which makes me sad because this is a very expensive product. So I do not love the applicator, but I absolutely love, love, love that product. Now I'm going to lightly set my face with her Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And I have mine in the shade number 1. You can see I've hit pan on it. I really like it. I do not use a lot of this because you really don't need a lot. I just very, very lightly set the face. Now we're going to go in with her Filmstar Bronze and Glow that I used on my eyes earlier. We're going to use the bronze shade and bronze up my skin. I've seen a lot of people using this over top of her contour wands, and I really want to do that. Follow the hollow, as Charlotte Tilbury says. For blush, I am going to use the Pillow Talk blush, of course. So this is the original Pillow Talk. I did not get the new Intense Pillow Talk. I just felt like it would be too dark for my skin tone, but if you have a darker skin tone, the new Pillow Talk Intense is so, so pretty. It would be so good on darker complexion. I'm also curious about the Glowgasm liquid blushes that she has. They're also in this tube packaging. I think there's a peach one and a pink one. I kind of want to try one of those. Honestly, I want to try everything from her. I just absolutely love her stuff. Okay. So we're just gonna apply Pillow Talk. Her blushes are very, very pigmented, so like her shadows, you do not need a whole lot. I am going to take the highlight from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow because I definitely need some more highlight on my face. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. I actually did have a Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil, but I just opened it and realized I am totally out of it. So I cannot use that in this video, but I'm going to fill my brows in off camera and then I will be back and we will finish up with the makeup. Now we're going to finish the bottom lash line. So I'm going to go in with that first transition shade that we used. I'm going to mix these two with this peachy color here. And we're just going to put a little bit of this on the bottom lash line. I am going to take the highlight shade from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that under my brow bone. Totally unnecessary. I just kind of feel like doing that. And then also going to take a teeny bit of it and pop it on my inner tear duct. And now I am going to use the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. And let's see, so this is a very unique color in my opinion. It's a brown, but it's almost a purpley brown. It is very pretty. That's it right there. So it's definitely brown. It's just, to me, it looks almost like a, I don't know, it almost looks like a plum brown. It's kind of hard to explain if you can't see it in person, but it's a very unique shade. I'm going to try my best to do this on camera, but eyeliner is not easy for me, so I have to really concentrate when I do it. And it's hard to get really close to the camera and stay in focus, but I'm going to try to pull my mirror up right here and see if I can do it. Basically just using like the tiniest bit. I just want to very, very lightly define my lash line a little bit more. I don't want it to stand out a ton. I just want to lightly do it. So I'm basically just drawing a very, very thin line as close as I can get to my lash line. And then I'm just very slightly dragging a little bit of it out to create just a tiny bit of a little wing. Okay, so basically I just drew a very thin line along my lash line, and then I used actually my Anastasia brow brush. It's just a very, very tiny angled brush, and I took a little bit more of the liner with this brush and then slightly used it to pull out a tiny little wing at the very corner, but nothing crazy, just enough to define my lash line a little bit more. I'm going to take a tiny bit of this liner and add a little bit to the bottom lash line, like not even halfway. Just to define the edges a little bit. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. And I'm just using a tiny little brush like this. And I'm just going to kind of brush over where we just put that Pillow Talk liner. I do have a Charlotte Tilbury mascara, but I feel like this might need to be thrown away. I may try to use it though, one last time. It's so hard for me to throw away mascara, and it's very hard for me to throw away a Charlotte Tilbury mascara, even if it does need to be thrown away. This is Legendary Lashes, by the way. So pretty. Now we're gonna move on to the lips, and I have already worn this combo because I wore it on Valentine's Day. I could not wait to try this for this video, so I did try this already, and I love it. I have the new Pillow Talk lip liner in the medium 2 shade, and this is so, so pretty. I'll swatch it for you. That's it right there. So, so pretty. It is pretty similar to the original Pillow Talk. It's just a little bit deeper, but it's actually really close to my natural lip color, so I absolutely love it. Oh, such a pretty color. I'm obsessed. This is super pretty also just by itself on your lips, and then we're going to use Pillow Talk 2 lipstick. I'll swatch this for you too. There's a swatch. It is, oh gosh, it's so pretty. Her lipsticks, I don't even love matte lipstick, but I like hers because they are not drying. They stay put. They're super pigmented, and I just love it. Because they're so pigmented, I have really been tapping it on. You do not need to swipe it on. It looks so pretty just tapped on. And then I do really want the Collagen Lip Bath in Pillow Talk. I don't have it yet, but I do have the original one. So we'll put a tiny bit of this on top. Oh my gosh, I love this lip color so much. Oh, so, so pretty. I did not get the 3 lip or the Pillow Talk Intense lip liner or lipstick because they would be way too dark for me, but they are also super, super beautiful if you have a darker skin tone. And this is the final look. I'm obsessed with this. I just love, every time I do one of these Charlotte Tilbury videos, I'm just so happy with my makeup when I'm finished. This palette, I know some people are not about it, but if you're a Pillow Talk fan, a Charlotte Tilbury fan, a collector, this palette. It is limited edition and it's beautiful. Worth every single penny in my opinion. The lip combo, so beautiful. So beautiful. Even if you think you have too fair of skin for the medium 2 Pillow Talk, try it out. You don't. And just use a tiny bit and kind of pat it in like I did. Even the eyeliner, so pretty, so unique. The formula is just creamy enough so that it's easy to apply. You can either smudge it out with liner or you can use a little brush like I did and kind of wing it out slightly. But oh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited about all of these things, but especially all the new products that I tried. Let me know what you think of this look. Let me know your thoughts about Pillow Talk. I am a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury and Pillow Talk, so I will continue to buy her stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, this is just because I love her stuff. I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy all these things. I just personally love to collect her things and I'm a huge fan of her. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel a lot. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit your notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. One more thing, please go follow me on Instagram at simply.blair. I would love it if you would follow me over there as well. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Remember, simply be you. I'll see you next time. Bye.